Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the launch of Professor Vijeyarasa's book and exhibition, Rewriting the Rules, Gender-Responsive Lawmaking for the 21st Century.
We're on the land of the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation and pay respects to elders past, present and emerging. We've got a movement that people want change. People in this country want change.
Tonight, we have an opportunity to more deeply understand what it would look like if we rewrote the rules to reflect women's lives, their needs and their experiences.
Sometimes when laws are being made, we don't contemplate the lived experience well enough. And this gives you a really great opportunity to understand the lived experience, look at what else is going on around the world and to see, well, actually, we can do better and we should do better.
There's a foundation of very strong gendered stereotypes in Australia that are stubborn, against which, if we don't make progress around 5 major areas, we will not get to gender equality.
So I always wanted to be a lawyer, and I always had this sense that law could really be a tool for justice. And I constantly found myself thinking that the law was falling short of actually reflecting women's lives. There were either no laws, or the laws were poorly drafted, or they failed to actually respond to the way women's lives were actually lived. And so there is the possibility that we can do better. And so I suppose the book is an exercise in trying to show gender-responsive lawmaking is possible, that there are jurisdictions doing a good job. We just need to know where to look.
The notion of rewriting, from the title, has been adopted with a double-barreled meaning. It is both the laws that need rewriting as well as our perceptions.
This book is all about the intersectional discrimination that people face because of legislation and how we need to change that at its roots. And that manifests in so many different ways: violence against women, lack of representation on boards, financial abuse. And I loved being able to see that represented in different ways.
I think it was really interesting to use art to be able to demonstrate some of the concepts and the ideas in the book. It really brought it to life.
I love that idea, and I love the stories about how people had come and engaged and seen the works that were in the foyer. And art can be in various different forms, and tactile and visual, and people really kind of engaged with it.
I think there's something different about art. It just brings the abstract to life in a way that words alone cannot, especially the black letter of the law.
Hopefully, readers and all of you arrive at the end point of this journey with a belief that a gender-equal world through law is possible. A huge round of applause for Professor Ramona Vijeyarasa.